time is now.
Early in the morning.
Wakey, eggs and bacon.
And UFC Breakfast with Corey Cutter and Sam Zaden. Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. UK. And UFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another match day here on NUFC Talk TV. I'm
Good
your
morning,
host,
folks.
Corey, and we're joined by my very ugly mate, Semi Boy. How are we, Semi?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic, mate. I'm ready to absolutely demolition derby this Tottenham side tonight, mate. Send them back to London, absolutely crying, mate. I am very, very pumped up for it. Guys, before we get into the video, we do have some updates on the Osula, on Wissa not going to AFCON, and we do have a stadium update from Hopkinson, and obviously we've got the game to cover for tonight. But before we get into the swing of things, guys, if I could remind you to please drop me and send me a like on the video. It goes a massive way in helping me and Semi here on the Breakfast Show and all of the lads here at NUFC Talk TV. And guys, get your comments in. If you have any questions for me or Sam, just put a Q in front of your comment. And me and Semi will make sure that we answer all of your questions throughout the show. But
Mate, the first question is like, when are you getting a haircut?
wait, we're going to save the harder questions for another date, mate. We're going to save the harder questions for another date. I do not want to step foot inside another barber for as long as I live, mate. I absolutely dread going to the barbers. I'm going to get a bloody afro going on instead of going to the barbers, mate. But it's not looking too bad tonight, Semi. It's not looking too bad, mate.
Look, I don't think I've ever seen a straight afro before, mate. I think you might need to go for a perm.
Just shave the head, mate. Start looking like a ginger Voldemort. That could be a good option. But Semi, before we get into the game, mate, we've had some big news over last night. Looks like Osula is set to go to a Bundesliga club, and Wissa not going to AFCON, Semi. But we'll start with the Osula news. News has come out last night that Osula is looking likely to move in January, whether that be a loan or a permanent move. But we do have Sky Germany reporting that Eintracht Frankfurt and William Osula have now reached a verbal agreement in principle over a winter move. The 22-year-old is said to be keen to join the Hessen club, who are considering a loan with the option to buy for around 20 million. Frankfurt would also reach into its coffers to pay the Danish marksman's loan fee, which is expected to be around 3 million euros. Although the two clubs are in contact, there is no agreement yet. A decision now rests with Newcastle United. Despite only playing a total of 344 minutes for the Magpies so far, Osula has proven efficient with 3 goals and 1 assist. Semi Boy, not coming at the best time for me, to be honest. This season, we've already been very, very thin in the striking department. And look, even with Osula at the club, a lot of the people here on NUFC Talk TV, a lot of the fans are probably speculating that we do need a third striker, even with Osula at the club. So news coming out that he might leave, Semi. A little bit of a concern for me, to be honest, mate. What do you make about it all?
Look, if we're going to let go of him, make sure you get someone in that's actually quality. Like, I wouldn't mind us going back for like Larson or someone like that we could definitely get. Because Larson would be definitely an upgrade to him.
Yeah, Larson would
so that way that's my point, you know. So that way you've got 3 proven strikers at the club. I mean, with Osula, he comes on, he brings that energy. Definitely, he's got a lot of energy. But then again, you're going to have a lot of energy when you only got 10 minutes to play.
Mate, you better have energy if you're sitting on the bench for 80 minutes a game. But
that's my point, you know. So we need somebody that's going to be good enough. For example, like say Voldemort was to get injured, actually slot in and get us the job done. I mean, we've got Wissa, which hopefully will be back soon, and then imagine like having a Larson there or something. I've heard a lot about the Porto striker, the one that we went for in the summer, but he'd be a good addition too because there's massive raps on him.
So right now, though, Semi Boy, like in terms of this happening, if it does happen in January, whether that be the 3 million loan thing that is agreed with a 20 million obligation to buy, look, 20 million for me is probably not the fee I was expecting. I know he
I
hasn't
thought
played
it'd be a
much.
bit more.
Yeah, look, he hasn't played much football to be honest, but when he has played football, he has made a huge impact. And he's a very versatile player as well, man. The guy can play on the wing, can play down the middle, so. I think look, we haven't seen much of him this season, obviously due to the injury as of late. But for me, Sammy Boy, I think I'm probably leaning more towards I'd want to retain Osula, to be honest, instead of send him out on loan, especially if the obligation to buy is for 20 million. I don't really want an obligation fee set to that. I'm happy to do the loan fee, get him on loan, and then see if he can prove his worth. If he does have a good season over there, I think we could command a much bigger fee than 20 million. So for me, man, I'm not too convinced on the move as well, especially with how light we are in that department, to be honest. So I just don't think it's the best move for the club at the moment. Sammy
Look, to be
Boy.
honest with you, I don't think the club would have let him go if they didn't have something lined up.
Hmm.
Because I mean, look, we weren't prepared in the summer because obviously we didn't have a sporting director. But now that we've got one, and these guys are sort of willing to let Osula go, there's got to be something in the works.
Yeah, well, there has to be, man, because if you let an Osula go, whether it be on
We
loan,
need a replacement. We need a third. We
yeah,
need a third striker in the team. We can't just have two.
that's the thing. I was looking to get in a third striker, and even if Osula was there, like, so
Yeah, but then
if
it'll
we're
be
gonna
four
lose him,
strikers.
yeah. But the issue with that is, Semi Boy, like you're saying, bringing a player like Strand Larson or anything like that. But I feel like Osula is the perfect third option. One, he's young. Two, he can play multiple positions. He can play on the left. He can play through the center. So that's going for us as well. And the other thing, Semi, probably the most important factor for me is that Osula, I don't think he's commanding first team minutes at the moment, which I think is pretty important for your third striker. Like, if we get someone in, like you said, like a Strand Larson to replace Osula, obviously Strand Larson is going to come into the club expecting big first team minutes. And then you've got the problem with Big Nick Waltamato, you've got Wissa. And then if we had a third striker who are all of this,
Mate,
equal quality,
Get
like,
get me Larson and put me a two on top with Larson and Voldemare, and that would be unbelievable.
yeah, look,
Imagine having those two to whip across at.
I'm not too convinced about Big Nick at number 10, to be honest. I'm pretty happy keeping
I'm
him
not saying
in a
number 10.
striker.
If you want, play a 4-4-2.
Yeah, but we know we're not going to do that. So if we're being realistic here, like if we're going to be,
How do you know, Corey? Have you spoken to Eddie Howe?
mate, I know Eddie Howe very, very well, mate. It's either a 5 at the back or a 4 at the back. It's a 2-4, mate. The only ones we're seeing. And every time we've differed away from our 4-3-3 Semi, how bad has it gotten, mate? So
No. Look, I'm thinking Eddie Howe is trying to get a centre back to play him at striker. I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
So me and you are probably both in agreement that it's probably not coming at the right time, to be honest. And that's the other thing, Sam. Like, if we do get rid of Osula, like for me, this January transfer window, I think we've said it multiple times now. I think it is an absolute necessity that we get in. If it's not two fullbacks, bare minimum one fullback, bare minimum. I think that's an absolute must. But for me, I think two fullbacks in January, that's where my priority is. So if we do get rid of Osula, like it's another striker, it's another position that we do have to strengthen in January because we can't go the rest of the season.
I think we will. I actually think we'll have a big January. I mean, it's not ideal for any club to do business in January, but I actually think because we didn't have such a big summer, I think we will have a big January, especially if we go on some sort of a run.
Well, speaking about January, man, like you obviously done the press conference with me last night, and Eddie was asked at the end of that presser, has there been much conversation with the club about January? He did reply that there has not been much conversation about January within the club. Look, that's probably just a smokescreen for Eddie, just trying to downplay that, I assume.
Of course, there's talk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, for me, that was the biggest concern about that press conference last night is how do we have a new chief of director for football and there has been no
and you haven't
talks
spoken to him.
Yeah, like it just.
I mean,
it's
see
pretty ridiculous.
that I don't believe. Yeah, but I believe Poper's got an injury. Honestly, I'm being serious. I'm actually not joking. I actually believe Poper's injured. But that him not speaking to the sporting director and not talking about how much money we've got to spend, mate, we've got easily 200 mil to spend. We could probably spend it in January.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know if anyone was listening to the late night show last night with the lads, but Nick Pope was the center of that show for about 55 minutes. So I don't want to harp on about Nick Pope too much, but like you said, Semi, obviously I think there's obviously has to be talks within the club about our January transfer window, but it was a little
100%.
bit concerning when I did hear Eddie say there hasn't been much talks going into that. Whether it's just he hasn't been involved in these talks or he's just trying to downplay it. I just don't know why you would say there hasn't been much discussion within the club.
What are you talking about? Hey, well, I'm sort of used to what Eddie Howe says. He'll be like, Anthony Gordon is a slight chance. Next minute he's starting. Like, his slight chance, that means he's had a full conversation. Not much of a chat. Mate, they've been talking about it for years. Don't stress, mate. I'm sure they've got work and like they've got deals already lined up.
Well, that's the other thing we've got to remember. It is also Ross Wilson's first window at the club. So you'd think that the club and Wilson both probably looking at making an intent this January with a few signings. So, look, man, if we can get a replacement for Osula, which I think is we saw how hard it was in the summer to find a striker. So trying to find the summer replacement for Osula, a replacement for Osula in January, man, that is going to be a big, big ask, to be honest, because we saw how hard it was even at the start of this season, trying to get in a striker, Sam, it's one of the hardest positions to shop in football. So
it is, yeah. But you know what? There's a lot. You know what? I think the main strikers have been sold so far this season, yeah, over the summer. But there is plenty of strikers out there. Like I said, we can go for the Porto striker, but I said he actually has a lot of reps on him and has played for Spain already.
Yeah.
We can go for Larson. He's Premier League proven bloke, knows how to score a goal if you give him the opportunity. I'd rather a player like that than Osula because Osula, as much as he would come on and like I said, with the burst of energy, I just feel like there's something lacking there. And I think it might still be the goals, mate.
So with this whole Osula situation, Semi, like what is your ideal scenario with this unfolding? Are you happy to see him go on a loan? Do you want to see it maybe a more permanent thing to bring in more quality?
Look, I don't know if I could see much better out of him. If you can get money for him, I don't think so.
3 goals and assists, man. The limited minutes that he has had it's a pretty decent return for the minutes he has had.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about it.
Given.
Yeah, that's true as well. He has created a bit of chances, but look, if we can go for somebody better, why not?
Yeah, I do agree with that. I just don't think that there's many players that are in a better position that the club can maybe go for in January for Osula. Like I said, Osula's young, can play multiple positions. He's still developing, and when we have seen him play the limited minutes this season, he has performed. So for me, the only options to replace him, I either want an older striker who's experienced, who understands that he's going to have limited minutes.
Like a Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson, so we bring back Callum Wilson to the Toon, mate, or what?
No, man. We want somebody young that's got potential that actually has been performing.
Yeah, that's the only thing with me. I just don't want any disruption.
Yeah, but that's Wissa.
Yeah.
We've already signed Wissa. We overpaid for Wissa. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We overpaid to get in Wissa. So he's 29. So he's most likely going to be that player that's going to be third striker in maybe, if not next year, the year after.
Yeah.
So we need to get a striker that's young and full of potential. That way he can really battle him in Voldemort, if not start together.
Yeah, look, I 100% agree with you, man. The only hesitation I have with bringing in another young striker is just that I just don't want any disruptions in the dressing room. I don't want them to kick up a fuss when they not getting minutes, because I feel like the squad that we have at the moment, they understand their minutes, they understand the roles at the club so far, and we're not getting that sort of disruption. So I'm more than happy to bring in a replacement if we can get a replacement for Osula, but like I said, man, I feel like it's pretty tricky shopping to replace Osula. But guys, let us know what you do in the comments. Are you guys happy to see Osula go on loan with a potential permanent move coming next summer, or would you guys rather keep Osula at the club, just in case we can't replace him? So let us know what you guys think about that in the comments. Yeah,
we'll replace him. I honestly think, I feel like we do our best business sometimes in January. I mean, we've had some decent signings in January.
Yeah. Well, the club's got a lot to prove now, man, with Ross Wilson and everyone in there. Like, there has to be extensive work being done in these past few weeks. The
I actually think
recruitment team.
I actually think we buy a few players. I'm not lying.
Yeah,
Like I
look, I
actually
wouldn't
think
be
I think we
surprised.
have a good window.
Yeah, look, I would not be surprised. But guys, let us know what you think about the Osula situation in the comments. Do you want to see him leave, or would you rather retain Osula just until next summer? But that is the Osula news, guys. We also have news that Wissa is not going to the AFCON. He is going to withdraw from that. And we do have a stadium update from Hopkinson's. But before we jump into that and before we jump into the Tottenham game tonight, let's see what you lovely, lovely people are saying in the comments, as we always do. So first in best dressed was from Janelle Evans. Wissa teammates describing training displays as frightening as striker is left out of AFCON. Yeah, I heard that as well. Apparently the guy is tearing it up in training. And he has played behind the closed door game. He's played one game already behind closed doors, and I think he's got another one before the Burnley game. So I think we're in good stead to see him for Burnley.
Let's
Then
hope so.
we've got one from Darren
It's a
Lee saying,
definitely welcome.
yeah, 100%. Darren Lee saying, morning all and evening, Corey and Sam. He's also saying Wissa officially not going to AFCON. So a lot of people jumping on the Wissa news. A very, very good start to our mornings, I must say.
Mate, you know what? He
myself.
hasn't played a game for Newcastle. Like, I mean, imagine he did not play a game for Newcastle and he goes for AFCON. I'd be spewing.
Well,
I think that's why we're all
many...
excited. We need him. We need that second striker. We need him to play.
Yeah, and it looks like it's coming from him as well. Like it was his decision as well. So like it looks like all parties are happy with the decision, which is the most important, especially with a massive decision like that. So, but we will get a little bit further into that. But let's quickly see what all of you guys are saying before we jump into that. We've got Lynn here as always. Morning, Sam and Corey. Great news on Wissa. 100%, Lynn. 100%.
You going, Lynn?
Then we've got two questions from Toon Army saying, morning, lads. And then he follows it up with Ilenga or Murphy and why. This is a tough one for me, Sammy boy. I probably would go with Ilenga. I think it's absolutely critical for him to keep building up his confidence after that incredible game that he played for us last time. As much as I've said all season throughout the breakfast show, I think Murphy has probably been our most reliable winger this season. Maybe not the output that we're expecting, but just in terms of his consistency within performances, I think Murphy has been absolutely incredible this season. But we signed Anthony Ilenga for a big fee for a reason, and especially against a side like Tottenham, the way that he helped Nick Waltemade in the press, and just purely with a confidence thing, man. Like he's got a bit of confidence after that last game, so. For me, I think it's Ilenga, Sammy boy, on that right-hand side. But what do you
really,
we
signed him to be our starter. So, yes, I think Ilenga as well. I mean, look, Murphy has been he's had an outstanding season, but that was literally the only outstanding season he's had. So he's Mr. Reliable sometimes. I mean, he does do his thing well, but Ilenga's a game breaker. I mean, that bloke can just do anything he can create something out of nothing with his speed, with his skill. So he's definitely the one for me. But obviously, we just need his confidence up, and once he gets to that confidence, I mean, we'll probably see the best out of Ilenga.
Yeah, I don't think it's as clear cut as that, to be honest. But you are right. We did sign this bloke with the aspirations of him being a first-team player, being a regular in the squad. Unfortunately, look, he's had a lot of personal issues. That's been well documented throughout the last few weeks. So the guy's had a rocky start to the season through his own admission, through people around him. So, like I said, I think it's just once he's had that first good game like he has done, I think it's just going to be a springboard for him to kick on. And as much as I love what Murphy's done this season, as much as he's probably been one of our only performers consistently in those wing spots, I think we do have to give the nod to Ilenga for this game. But that is a great question tonight, and it was a tricky one, to be honest, for me. It was a tricky one. Then we've got Jake.
Anything is tricky for you, gingers.
But you know, I had my shirt back to front for 8 hours today. I didn't realise. But you know what's even worse? It's a button up. It's got 4 buttons at the top, bro.
Did you manage to do that?
Oh, bro, everyone was looking at me at work. I thought they were just looking at my incredible chest, but they were just looking about how much of a bloody numpty I am. So, Sam is right. Nothing does come easy for this rough brain of mine. That is for sure. But we've got a joint YouTube channel here. We've got Jake and Ryan. It doesn't matter the results. Doesn't matter the result. Melts like Semi will still be Eddie out. Melt, Semi boy. You're a melt, mate. You're an absolute melt. How can I congratulate that comment, Jake and Ryan?
Look, I don't know when. I don't know if they really started watching it from whenever we first sort of started, but I was never Eddie out.
Oh, here goes the back pedal begins.
No, I'm not backpedaling. No, nothing. Yeah, but what I was never Eddie out. What I was though is I was Eddie in. But like I said, now he needs to convince me with a 9-game winning streak for him to stay there. Because after that Marseille game, it tipped me off. You know what? If we lose tomorrow, that's it. We're going to get out. If we lose tomorrow, I want Eddie out tomorrow.
Bro, shut up. Why do you have to ruin we're having a great show.
Anything.
It's positive. We're going into the Tottenham game. And you just got to be a stubborn little bastard. You got to keep going with this Eddie Howe nonsense. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I'm not even going to.
But you're the one that brought up the comment. You should have left it.
Yeah, but you expanded on it, Sammy boy, and I don't. I didn't expand on it,
but I was not always Eddie out. I just said after that Marseille game, he sort of tipped me over the edge. But then I'm like, look, it was a great away performance. We beat Everton. All right, this is a good challenge for us. We got Tottenham at home. We should be winning this game. We shouldn't be losing this game. Just considering that the way they've been playing.
All right, well, let's not get too bogged down with Sam, guys. I will not let him destroy our vibe before tonight's big game. Don't worry, guys. We're positive. We're happy. And we've got a super chat here from the one and only Wissa saying, Sam, quote,
what's up?
He's very reliable sometimes. This proves the numpty that I'm working with, guys. A direct quote from Sam. He's very reliable sometimes. That is a direct quote from Sam, guys. But big up yourself, Warren, mate. Big up yourself.
Thanks for the super chat, mate.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat. We do appreciate
That's right.
it.
Just keep dissing it out. It's fine. I'll cop it on the chin, mate.
Keep hammering Sam in the comments, guys. It is absolutely making me morning, guys. So keep hammering him. It's always a good start to the morning. But quickly, guys, before we get into this Tottenham game, before we get into the Wissa news and the stadium update, I have posted the link in the comments, guys. So any of you lovely, lovely people who want to jump on and roast Sam or just have a talk about the game tonight, whatever it is about the season, that link is in the comments, guys. So any one of you are welcome to come jump on. Can be 2 minutes, can be 3 minutes, but come and have your say, guys. It will be very, very lovely to talk to you all.
You know what's funny? You guys are all roasting me, but if we lose to Tottenham tonight, we'll see how many people are going to be like Eddie out.
Not many, mate. We got very sensible fans here, mate. We got very
sensible fans. Mate, you know what? Our fans are just like our form. They're always on a high or on a low.
Yeah, bro. You've just explained yourself. You've literally just described yourself.
Fickle. No. How long was I Eddie in for? And how much did I support Eddie Howe?
Brother,
I gave him 15 games. If he didn't learn from his mistakes, that's his problem, not my problem. What I want is to enjoy watching my team win.
All right, Sammy, mate. All in our beautiful, realistic worlds, we're going to win every single game, mate.
No.
Unfortunately, that is not how it happens.
All right, look. Once he plays Dan Burn at left back today, we'll see what your message is going to be. I'll make sure that you put it up for the people.
What's gotten into you, Sammy boy, mate? That Marseille game just ruined you, mate. It's absolutely ruined you. It's breaking my heart. It's breaking my spirit. It's breaking my soul. But don't worry, guys, because Corey is here. I'm not going to let him drag us down, guys. We're going to smack Tottenham tonight. We're going to send them back to London absolutely crying like we did in the Carabao. The guys, they're finished, guys. Not in doubt. I don't have a single doubt. But guys, before we keep getting into the comments, let's dive into this Wissa news. So this is from Craig Hope for the Daily Mail. about Wissa. So Johan Wissa will not go to AFCON with DR Congo and is pushing for his Newcastle debut this weekend. The 29-year-old has now played in behind closed doors practice games at the club's training ground after recovering from a knee injury. Wissa suffered PCL damage playing for his country just a week after arriving on Tyneside in a $55 million deal from Brentford. He only trained with Newcastle, the Newcastle teammates for the first time this week, which is absolutely incredible. Eddie Howe is now celebrating the news that the 29-year-old will not take part in AFCON, which kicks off on December 21st. The decision to omit Wissa from DR Congo's squad was taken after a discussion between all parties and Wissa to allow him to focus on building fitness with Newcastle. So Semi Boy, absolutely massive news, man. He is in contention to start the game against Burnley. Maybe not start the game, but I definitely do think we will see him feature against Burnley. But look, man, I can't understate how big this news is for the club. It really is a new signing, isn't it, Semi? Like it's
really, it is, yes, because he is a new signing that hasn't played yet. But it's still insane that, I mean, like, I think Eddie Howe has been celebrating harder than he did on his birthday, knowing that Wissa's back in training. So, yeah, I think I think that it's a great boost for the squad. You know, he brings something different. I mean, he's been great with his media stuff, you know, cheering on the lads, and hopefully now he can bring it to the field.
Yeah, look, man, that as much as I can't stand social media, even though I'm hosting a YouTube live podcast, like you can't underestimate what that does just for team morale and everything. Like football is a different game in today's age, like social media and everything like that. It's a big part of football, unfortunately. And look, Wissa looks like sort of the class clown back in high school, mate. Everyone seems to love the bloke. Keeps spirits very high. So look, man, if you're not going to play for us for the first 4 or 5 months of the season, then what he has been doing is, you know, the bare minimum he can be doing. But at least we have gotten something out of Wissa since he hasn't been there. But look, I think everyone on this channel, a lot of the fans were pretty certain that Wissa was going to go. He is 29 years old, probably imagining that this is going to be one of his last tournaments to represent his national team. But from that report from the Daily Mail, it is looking like this was agreed by all parties, from Congo, from Newcastle, and from Wissa. So maybe Congo is probably going to be a little bit disheartened by this news, but look, all around news, Semi, it is very positive, very positive.
Yeah, it is positive for us because that way at least we know he's not going to get injured going there. But I mean, it'd be very unlucky for us if he gets injured again. But mate, look, it's a big boost for us. We definitely need him because he gives us something different to come off the bench and gives the other team something to think about.
Yeah, 100%. With his return though, Semi, like, do you think maybe the Burnley game's a little bit early to be throwing him into the fold, or are you just under the opinion that you'd rather see him?
I'd rather him be ready. I'd rather him come back for Burnley is because our next we've got two big games coming up with Leverkusen away and then Sunderland away. So if he could get a bit of minutes into his legs beforehand, I mean, it would be perfect for us because, like I said, it gives us something different in 2 massive games.
Yeah, no, it's huge news. And look, especially with the rotation that Eddie has been talking about recently, obviously wants to rotate the squad a lot more. Big Nick Waltamate, unfortunately, we've had to see Gordon through the middle, which is like, you know...
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's beyond unfortunate, mate. It's the last thing you want to see on a football pitch, Gordon through the middle. I do not want to see that for as long as I live, mate. That guy is knackered through the middle. So it's just such a big boost for big Nick Waltamate as well, having another striker to feed off in training and everything like that. A bit of competition never hurts anyone. So this news, for me at least, could not come at a better time. And look, man, if he did go away, like that could have been a potential 4 weeks that we're not seeing Wissa. So this is absolutely massive news for the club. And I do think we will get to see him feature. I think he's playing against the under-21 side. I can't remember the side that he is. I think it's not Scunthorpe, is it? I can't remember who he's playing against, but we might be able to see him feature in that.
Look, mate, the bloke hasn't played for us for 5 months. I mean, another 4 weeks wasn't going to hurt.
Oh, I think it was going to hurt, man, especially in the part of the season. Like December's crazy. We've got a game every 3 days.
What are you talking
or
about?
something,
December
man.
and January?
Yeah, both of them are absolutely knackered. So
Because if we're still in the Carabao, and then obviously we're still in the Champions League, and then you got the FA Cup coming up. Every 3 days you're playing a game. How good is it,
yeah, no, it's massive.
mate?
So
There's nothing like December and January when it comes to football.
yeah, so big news, guys. Hopefully it is an omen before this Tottenham game. Hopefully we keep getting the good news rolling in, but that is the big news coming out for Wissa. Everyone is wrapped, including me. But before we get into this Tottenham game, let's catch up with you lovely people in the comments. Guys, what are you making of the Osula potential move to the Bundesliga in January? Are you guys happy with the Osula news? Are you looking to offload him? And what do you all make about the Wissa news, guys?
Since you're such a great host, why don't you do a poll?
Mate, I don't even know how to get the intro on some of these videos at the start, and you want me to get a poll out. What am I going to do?
Mate.
I got no
Mate, see, guys, this is what Chris has got me working with.
Mate, I've got no training, mate. He's just chucked me in the deep end. He's given me a computer and he said start streaming. I've got no idea, guys. For a 25-year-old, I am bloody hopeless with technology, guys. So I do apologize. There won't be any polls on this breakfast show for the foreseeable future. That is for sure. But guys, put in all your comments. Guys, also, we do have the link for anyone who does want to come and join me and Semi on the breakfast show for a few minutes. That link I will post again in the comments. So Warren, if you're out there watching, mate, come hop on. Love to talk to you again, or any new faces. We would love to talk to you all. But let's see what you guys are saying in the comments before we hop into this Tottenham game tonight, because it is going to be a good one. So we've got Malcolm Peacock joining, mate. Very, very warm welcome to you, Malcolm.
G'day,
we've
mate.
got one from Darren Lee saying, big transfers this January as Palace set to lose Mateta, who wants to leave, and Watkins is reported leaving Villa yesterday. Yeah, look, man, this January is going to be a massive, massive January, not only for Newcastle, but for the wider football
Mate, I'd be
world.
happy with either.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like Willick's going to Palace as well. There was reports with that earlier throughout the week and last week that it is looking like Willick, potential move to Palace. So that's another departure we might have. Osula is another departure. So not
happy
only
with that.
us.
That means Miley plays more minutes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, with Miley playing more minutes is an absolute necessity. So,
Of course
look,
it
man,
is.
big January, and look, if Mateta is available, getting him as a replacement for Osula, that's going to be the best bit of business in the world. But that is probably asking a little bit too much, I think. But we can all dream.
Yeah, look,
guys.
I think either of them will be trying to look for a starting spot sort of thing. I think if we can go for like someone like Young that's really making a name for himself, like Larson, I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the ideal situation. Then we've got the one, the only Boki, mate. Always good to have you in the breakfast show, Boki, mate. Big up yourself. And
G'day, folks.
yeah, guys, we've got a massive day on NUFC Talk TV. I think we've got about 4 different shows that I've got before this Tottenham game. So I think the Twins are going to be doing about an hour's coverage before kickoff. Then I think it's Boki, Win, and Gary, and potentially Chris. They're going to jump on for that live stream tonight, guys. So make sure you join all of the lads tonight for the watch along. It should be an absolute belter. Then we've got Jake and Ryan saying, morning all. Yesterday's show was Kenny funny. Same again today, guys. Big up yourself, Jake and Ryan, mate.
Thanks,
very
mate.
much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Then we've got Two Nuts saying, we're desperate for 2 new wingers. We need cover for Barnes and Murphy.
Huh?
What is Lenga and Gordon doing then, Two Nut, mate? Unless we're going to get rid of those other 2, then I think we're pretty stacked in the winger department for me. It's probably the
Look, I get what the comment was. I mean, like, none of them have been performing, so we do need them to start performing. And once they start performing, I'm sure you will realize that we do have replacements for them. But what we do need, I mean, there's other areas that we definitely need, which is like another right back, another left back, If we could get a centre attacking mid and another striker, tops. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, with the
And we've got
Willian
about
news,
we've got about 20 keepers, so we don't need any more goalkeepers.
we literally have about 20 keepers. I don't want to see another goalkeeper sign for this club.
But
at
if I
all,
see another goalkeeper get into if we sign, I'm probably going to lose it.
Well, it has been reported that Trafford is very, very unhappy at Manchester City, man. So could that be a potential player that we revisit next summer, Semi Boy? I do
No.
not know.
No, I do not want him. You know what? What we did wrong the first time was whenever we went for Ekatika the first time and he rejected us, and then we went again for him and he rejected us again. We didn't need to go back to Trafford and then him going to another club and rejecting us again. We didn't need that.
No.
Mate, if you say no the first time, you're not coming back. That's it. It's that simple. But
Yeah,
knowing
there's
you, Corey, you
literally...
keep going back to your exit.
Mate, there is more goalkeepers at Newcastle United than there is Geordies in Newcastle. We need a max exodus of the goalkeepers at the club, mate, because we're going to start seeing 3 goalkeepers on the bench sooner or later, guys. So,
Mate, they're taking half our wage bill.
Literally, they got their own union at the club. Those blokes. That's what I heard. They were actually developing another training pitch at the training ground just for the goalkeepers, so they have space to move. So that is news coming out from Corey's transfer news deadline day, guys. So keep an eye out for the additional pitch for our goalkeepers. But then we've got a new person in Brian Quinn. Big up yourself, Brian, and a very warm welcome to the breakfast show.
There, Brian.
He says, "Morning, everyone." And then we have Geordie. How are you, man? Big up yourself, Geordie. Saying Osula has to go. Cash in, then look at another more experienced striker. Well, Geordie, you bring up a good point here, man. Like Sam said earlier at the top of the show, we do have Wissa, who is 29 years of age. So our second striker is already pretty aging. And you got Big Nick Tomato, who's obviously young, but he's a starting striker, so he's our main man. I feel like that third striker does have to be a more youthful one. I don't think we're going to see Neve or any of those people feature. So I feel like our third striker, like Sam said, probably has to be one for the future, one with a bit more potential. But yeah, I just feel like another experienced striker.
No, we don't. Look, we're trying to get rid of the age and trying to get in with younger players. We need younger players. So I'm sick of trying to buy players that are almost 30.
That's young, man. 30 is still young.
I'm sorry.
30 is still young, mate.
Mate, look, I'm 33. Once you hit 30s, your body starts to break.
Are you 33, Sammy?
Well, yeah, mate. I'm old enough to be your dad.
Mate, you look 49 years old these days.
That's what the Ashley eras did to me.
Oh, mate, that's concerning, mate.
2 relegations and Mike Ashley. Oh, God. A 24-year-old looks like an 80-year-old. Oh, yeah. I'm going to look like Win soon.
When Mike Ashley was at the club, every Newcastle fan, it was like aged in dog years when Mike Ashley was at the club. Instead of a normal 12 months, the average Newcastle fan under Mike Ashley actually aged 5 years and 12 months. So what that bloke put us through will never go
He half my lifespan, mate.
Yeah, Ashley has done irreparable damage to me and Semi Boy. I'll tell you that much. Whatever happened with that bloke? Wasn't he about to go buy another club? He
was going to buy. He wants
something.
I think he offered Sheffield Wednesday 3 mil. I mean, I think they just laughed him out the door. 3 million.
3 million.
Even then, he's bloody cheap, isn't he?
Oh, the bloke's worth 5.8 billion and he's offering 3. That's absolutely criminal.
Criminal.
If you look at his name, he's linked with Derby County takeover, Sheffield United. Whoever gets that bloke in charge of their club,
look, they will be cheering.
They will be cheering.
Yeah, clubs like that will be cheering. Yeah, because he'll bring that stability. We don't want that stability. We don't want him to just take our assets. I mean, look, he can't suck the life out of those clubs. They've got nothing. So he has to put money into the clubs. We had something for him to suck the life out of.
Mate, he will start selling the bloody seats at Sheffield Wednesday, some more Sports Direct signs. That guy is a correct. I don't even want to talk about him. Let's keep moving on. Just bollocks bloke. Cannot stand the guy. Cannot stand the guy. But we've got Darren Lee saying, smokescreen that transfer talk when links to players have been coming out of the club since Ross joined. Yeah, I think Darren Lee is elaborating on the Eddie Howe comments last night when Eddie was asked about the future plans for January and the summer. He said there hasn't been much talks going on. But like Darren says, I think that's more of a smokescreen. But it's a bit of a weird smokescreen, man. It's not something you really have to lie about. It's not like you have to hide that you've been active in the transfer market. I don't think that's something you have to hide. But
Mate, everyone, nobody's going to go out and say, "Oh yeah, you know what? We are looking at this player." Have you ever heard that in a press conference?
well, to be honest, Sammy, they're probably thinking how bad we got rinsed last summer, man. How bad the clubs absolutely violated us in that window.
Don't worry,
so
man.
He probably just doesn't want any clubs thinking
nobody's
that we're
taking
coming
into
for him.
consideration that we had no sporting director. But then again, that is our fault. But still, nobody's taking into consideration we had no sporting director. And look at the likes that the players ended up choosing. Like they chose the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U. It's not like somebody went and chose West Ham over Newcastle. You know what I mean? Like they obviously went to bigger clubs. I mean, we weren't going for small names in the transfer window either. I mean, they were all big names at the time.
names.
You know? Yeah. So like we were trying to sign big name players, but it just didn't work out for us. Look, I mean, you will fail. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with failure, but as long as you just continue, because the only way to
don't be scared of it.
No, definitely not, mate. Just eventually we'll succeed and start signing some big name players. There's nothing wrong with it.
I do agree with that fully. But guys, we'll probably do 6 or 7 more comments and then we'll do a deep dive into this Tottenham game for tonight because I cannot wait to send them packing back to London. Guys, I'm very, very excited.
Look, we probably will pack them back to London. Like, I think if that away game, I honestly hope so. Look, our last 4 games, I think, against Tottenham at home have been 13-4 goal ratio.
Yeah, let's make that 18-4, bro, because we are going to destroy them there. Vicario is going to do another Nick Pope. The bloke's going to run out to the halfway line. We're going to chip him. That's going to be the first goal. Oh, I'm keen for this game tonight. I am absolutely keen. But like I said, we'll do 6 or 7 more comments before we dive into the Tottenham game. So we've got Lynn saying, I'd only sell Osula if we have a replacement in first and we have a buyback clause, sell on fee. Yeah, Lynn, I think that is very, very smart. Like I said, I'd probably be happy to loan him without that 20 million obligation to buy. Just because I believe in the player that Osula is. I think that he can perform in the Bundesliga. And I think if he does perform in the Bundesliga, we can command a much, much bigger fee than this 20 million that is being touted.
He probably will as well. Like, he'll probably score goals for fun there.
Yeah, I think he's going to dominate the Bundesliga, to be honest, man. He's, like I said, he's only played 300-something minutes. The guy's got 3 goals and assists in the very limited minutes he has had. So in a league like the Bundesliga, which is a lot slower, a lot of strikers thrive in the Bundesliga. So I think it will be massive for Osula. And if he can go there, like I said, I'm happy with the loan fee, but let's maybe hold off on that 20 million obligation to buy. Then we've got Sensible Monica. Morning, guys. Driving up from Cotswolds today for the match. 2-0 to the Toon. Big up yourself, Sensible Monica, mate. I hope you enjoy the trip. Hope you enjoy the
definitely.
trip,
Hopefully you get there safe and sound, and hopefully we get away with the win.
That's it, Sensible, mate. Get there safe and sound. Absolutely give it to those Tottenham fans, mate. I'm sure you're going to be in for a very, very good night at St. James's Park.
Mate, I reckon they're going to definitely be running like a bunch of headless chooks tonight, the Tottenham players.
Yeah, and it's not going to be doing much, mate. They're going to be running like headless chooks at a KFC farm.
You know what? I think they hate coming to Newcastle, eh? Tottenham.
Bro,
I reckon every time they look at that fixture, I reckon after that, like every time they look at that fixture at Newcastle at St. James's Park, they just dread it, don't they?
Well, we'll get into that soon. We will cover that, but we'll get to 5 or so more comments before we dive into this Tottenham game. So we have Geordie Howe, man. Murphy has peaked just like Miggy did. Alenga still has untapped potential. Very, very interesting there. maybe Murphy has reached his ceiling. I think it's pretty harsh to say.
Murphy has reached his ceiling. Of course he has. I mean, he was lucky to do what he did last season.
But players can evolve, though. They're just not stuck at one.
Bloke's like 30 something. I'm sure he's like 30. He's over 30. There's not much more you can evolve.
I think that's harsh, man. I think players can always learn and adapt.
Well, yeah, why hasn't Pope learned how to pass?
The bloke's got a concussion, Sam. He's got a head injury, mate.
Mate, he's had a concussion for about 20 years.
Murphy is 30, by the way, so that is the truth.
Yeah, I mean, Elanga's younger, he's fitter, and he's a better player. So, you obviously give him the minutes because once he hits form, like I said, I mean, he will dominate, especially with our midfield and Big Nick there, and you got Gordon if he wants to decide to play as well. I mean, like, they can link up pretty well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it sure will. So we'll do 2 more comments, guys, and we will get into this Tottenham game. So we've got Warren here saying, can you get syphilis from a koala bear? That would explain Semi's confusing comment. Mate, you can get absolutely every disease from koala bears. They are the most filthy animals in all of Australia, mate. You do not want to be hugging a koala, mate. That will give you every single disease.
There is actually something that a koala can give you. I'm actually not sure what it is. The exact chlamydia. That's the one.
It's chlamydia.
Yes, they can give you that. I think if they scratch you, yes. Yeah, they are quite filthy. I think there is a bit of a relation between Corey and the koala bears, but
both dirty animals. dirty animals. But let's do one more comment, guys, and we will do a deep dive into the Tottenham game. So we've got one from Jake and Ryan saying, I heard Willick has child or relative that isn't well and needs specialists in or near London. If this is true, we'll wish you all the best. 100%. Very unfortunate. I haven't heard that from Willick. Look, man, I think the guy, same with Osula, he's had very, very limited minutes this season, but when he has played, I think he has been pretty decent in the limited minutes that he has had. And look, man, if his family's all in London and he is going through a bit of a personal issue, then I definitely support him. And hopefully that move to Crystal Palace does materialise and Willick can be a little bit more comfortable if that is the case. So thanks for that, Jake and Ryan. And hopefully Willick is all good and his camp is all good. You never want to hear news like
I feel like
that.
everyone is homesick when they come to Newcastle. So was Isaac. I mean, we ended up going to Liverpool. And his family was from there.
The Swedish Liverpoolians, mate. The Swedish Liverpoolians.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, family comes first, you know what I mean? Football is football. I mean, you can make your money elsewhere. But look, we would definitely wish him all the best. And hopefully we can get a good replacement as well for him.
Guaranteed. But Semi Boy, let's get into this game tonight, mate. Back at St. James's Park, back at the Fortress. Very, very, very good thing being back at home.
Back on the cathedral, the hill, mate.
Back at the cathedral, mate. Back at the cathedral. And Semi probably versus Tottenham at a very, very good part of the season.
Of course.
Spurs are on an absolutely horrible run at the moment, man. They're just 1 win in the last 7. 3 defeats in a row away from home. Thomas Frank is under real pressure. You saw the scenes after Tottenham's last game. Bakayo was getting booed. Lots of players were getting booed coming into the tunnel. So lots of disarray, very disjointed at Tottenham, man. So
look, Tottenham do what Tottenham do, mate. You know, they're just absolutely horrible, aren't they? I mean, look, I honestly think the worst thing they did was get rid of Andrew. Honestly, I don't. As much as I like Thomas Frank, but I just don't think he fits them. But then again, who the hell does?
So you reckon they made a big mistake in getting rid of Big Ange?
But yeah, because obviously, but it doesn't make sense to me. Look, like I said, I'm not about the Socceroos. I'm not about Australians. It doesn't bother me. I'm here talking about football because that's what we're here for. But how can you qualify? How can you just win the Europa League and qualify a team to the Champions League through the Europa League and you sack him? And then you go and you get someone that's not even proven. He's only played at Brentford. I mean, he's only like, I don't know who else he's been at, but I think all we've seen him at was at Brentford for Thomas Frank. I understand he was doing well at Brentford, but what makes you think he was going to go do well at Tottenham?
Yeah, and you got to also remember in that Ange season, I literally think they had about 10 first-team players out for the majority of that season. So
it was insane.
Look, any manager that wins silverware for Tottenham, they need to win the Ballon d'Or of managers. They need to get a trophy cemented outside of the London Stadium.
Yeah, just like Eddie Howe does.
Who you are. I don't care who you are. If you're winning a European title, whether it be the Europa League, whether it be the Conference League for Tottenham, then you definitely do not deserve to get the sack.
Immortalized, mate. You're immortalized.
Yeah, they did finish, what was it, like 16th in the season?
17th, I think.
In the
yeah.
table.
Close.
That is knackered. That is knackered. And
yeah, but then again, that's what he did. He didn't worry about the league, and then he worried about about the Europa League, and they won it.
Yeah. But it's the same issue with Tottenham this season. Like, I don't know what it is, whether they're training on concrete with spikes on the pitch, glass bottles and syringes, but every player for Tottenham seems to be injured every season at the moment. Like, we go through their injury list at the moment. So Davies is out injured. Kulusevski is out injured. Solanke is out injured. Maddison, ACL, out for the whole season pretty much.
He did it against us.
Yeah, in pre-season, yeah.
In pre-season, he did it against us.
They've got Dragusin out. They've got Basuma out. So, look, man, we are versing.
Honestly, but you look at that side, yeah, it's a pretty decent squad.
Oh,
if they're fully fit, I mean, it's a scary side.
No,
but then again, what stops them from being scary is just that they're Tottenham.
Well, Sammy, let's not talk too much. I've got very, very, very bad memories of talking lots of crap about West Ham before that game, and that was away from home, mate. They're dreading the trip up north. Yeah. But like Sam said, like, they've still got a very, very strong side. We just named probably 7 first-team players who won't be involved against us tonight. But you look at their projected starting 11. They have Richarlison at number 9, Xavi Simons behind him.
That's the best thing to happen to us if he plays. Richarlison.
Xavi Simons behind him, Kudus and Odegaard on the wings. Then you have a double pivot of Polinia and Bentancur. Fullbacks with Jed Spence and Pedro Porro. And a big inclusion for Tottenham this game. They do have the captain back, Cati Romero and Van der Ven. So, look, man, it is still a strong side.
That's the best thing to happen to us. Romero, he's got to be one of the worst defenders in the world. I don't even know how he's a World Cup winner. Honestly, he's just lucky that he had Messi in his side. And FIFA with him as well at the same time. I mean, 7 penalties. Who?
He's a quality defender, Romero.
Who?
Romero is a quality defender. You can't just make these blanket statements, bro. Well, you don't think Romero is a quality defender.
No chance in hell. Serious. No.
The guy's a World Cup winner, man.
What? Oh yeah. So who was on the bench for Argentina that was world class? You tell me.
He's a good defender. He's the best defender.
Whenever they got 7 penalties in 7 games, mate, we're lucky to get that in the season. We played 38 games. Come on, man.
He's still a good defender. It is a big inclusion.
No,
it's their captain. It's their captain.
Who's the captain for Wolverhampton? Does that make him a good player?
Why are you going to be difficult all the time?
Bro? Because you're bringing out silly statements like, oh, he's the captain. What the hell has that got to do with anything?
You're saying this guy's got no quality whatsoever. You're making him out like he's some scrub from the champion, like League 2.
Mate, you know what the biggest issue for him is that he's got Van der Ven outside of him.
So you don't rate Van der Ven either?
I'll rate Van der Ven. Mate, you know what? If you could get me Van der Ven with Malik Chow, I swear that partnership would probably be the second best in the Premier. Oh no, yeah, easily over Sven Botman. You're telling me you wouldn't take Van der Ven over Sven Botman?
No.
See, I'm talking to Chris. I want you off the show. I'm sick of you and your nonsense. And mate, honestly, bro, you've got no idea. Soon he's going to tell me Harry Maguire is good too.
Harry Maguire is good, bro. What do you mean Harry Maguire is not good? You're such a fickle fan, bro. You watch football through like transfer. You watch football through Facebook notifications and posts. Oh,
No,
Harry Maguire's had a stinker. Harry Maguire's the worst player in the world. That's why you watch football. If you don't think Harry Maguire's a good centre half,
who's
bro, you're
slabbing?
knackered.
What are you talking about, mate?
Slab head. Anyway, we're getting very, very diverted here. We're getting very, very diverted.
No, but I'm being serious though. You're telling me if you had the chance to sign Van de Ven over to partner him with Malik Chow, you wouldn't do it?
Not over Sven, but I wouldn't get rid of Sven Botman. I don't know if I'm just a loyal.
You're actually joking, yeah?
Guys, am I absolutely knackered here, or am I just?
Mate, you're knackered.
Guys,
You're knackered and a half.
Please, everyone, put in the comments if you had the chance to replace Botman with Mickey Van de Ven, would you do it, or would you keep Botman? Put Botman in the chat or Van de Ven. I just need to see what the general consensus, because it's not like I'm on crack or something. But I fully believe
you know, Van de Ven right now, a lot of people are putting him as the best defender in the Prem right now. But I think he's third. I honestly think he's third. Why are you putting that now? It's not. I'm telling you, it's not me.
Van de Ven, best defender in the league.
Third.
Behave, bro.
Honestly.
Behave, Semi boy. I'm gonna have to stop this show with these statements tonight,
Mate. Yeah, honestly.
Stop the show, guys.
Hey, but you know what? Botman. Hey, look. All right, just so you know,
Colton, Botman, everyone.
Yeah, but you're not getting it. We're talking to Newcastle fans. Obviously, they're going to say Botman because he's our player. Hey, look, I'm not the one that doesn't choose him for Netherlands and they choose Van de Ven. Just putting it out there. Because if Botman was better than Van de Ven, I'm sure he'd make the national side, wouldn't he? So I'm not the only one that could be wrong. But no, I'm the one that's wrong here. And everyone here, oh yeah, Botman. Well done, guys.
Anyway,
let's just keep our Newcastle goggles on.
Let's get into this game. So, like I said,
Van de Ven not good.
I didn't say he wasn't good.
You just don't think he's better than Botman. If he's not better than Botman, then he's not even in the top 20.
All right, Sammy boy. Anyway,
let's
get back into this Tottenham game. Anyway, I'm sure the fans do not want to hear about Van de Ven.
I'm not talking about that. We're talking about who would you rather. Don't tell me that Van de Ven isn't a great player. I mean, if he's a player that we could go out there and sign to partner Malik Chow, I'm telling you. That would be probably mate. I'm telling you, that'd be the second best in the Premier League as a combo. Obviously, first is Saliba and Gabriel. Those two together are just insane.
Yeah, they're untouchable, to be honest. I don't think anyone's.
That's what I'm saying, and that'd be the next best.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But Semi boy, like I said, 1 win in 7 for Tottenham, absolutely abysmal stat for them. 3 defeats away from home. They probably find themselves in a very, very similar situation to what we were just finding ourselves in, Semi boy. So, and a very, very injured side of that. I just named 7 players who don't think they will be involved in the game tonight. But let's look at the Newcastle injury news. So it is looking like Emil Kraft is doubtful for this game, which I think was probably going to be expected. We might see him feature on the bench, but I highly doubt we'll see him playing minutes tonight. Kieran Trippier, this hamstring injury does look like it is going to be a lot longer than was first reported.
But they said about a month.
Yeah, so probably not going to see him until about early January, late December. So they're 2 fullbacks that we don't think we'll see feature for the club tonight. Then we've got Nick Pope, obviously, with this injury or supposed injury, whatever you guys want to make about it, but he won't be involved tonight. Then we've got Botman, obviously returning in a few days, but still doubtful for this game. And then the 2 attackers up top, Osula will not feature, and Wissa is getting close, guys, but I do not think we're going to see him on the bench tonight either. So, look, we do have a few injuries ourselves, but if you're comparing the squads, you'd probably say Newcastle do come into this with the stronger side at the moment, the strongest squad at least. Semi boy, what have you made about Tottenham these last few games, mate? Have you watched much of them?
I watched the game against Fulham.
Yeah.
They started off a bit rough, didn't they? that Vicario mistake was
Dreadful.
absolutely huge for him. Oh, that was he was just like to Pope, hold my beer. I'll show you something different.
I'll one up you.
Mate, that was horrible.
It was probably worse
Um,
than Pope's one, eh? That was dreadful.
You know what?
bro.
It is. You know why? Because look, Pope, we knew couldn't get to the ball. I mean, this guy had the ball. All you needed to do was
Yeah.
kick, just launch it into the stands. And he goes,
Bro,
kicks it
even
to a
just
full
send
player.
it, just kick it out, put it out for a throw in.
Put it out. That's all you needed to
Would have
do.
been better.
Because you know what's even worse? He was jogging back. Yeah, he wasn't even running back to his goal. He was just jogging it. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. My players will just do with my mistake. Run back, mate. Anyway, in saying that, I have watched a few games of this. Look, they do create some chances, but then, mate, they do look willful at the same time, don't they?
Yeah, they just
They're
they
a
don't
bit
have
funny.
anyone to finish it off. Yeah, they don't have anyone to finish it off. They're very similar to
Yeah,
Manchester United. They might have
Yeah.
3 or 4 XG expected goals, but there's just no one's putting it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to do much with Richarlison up front. I mean, he doesn't. The bloke who scored 3 goals in three seasons.
Yeah,
I mean, and this, but it's a bit funny. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's strange. Well, they honestly, I find Tottenham very similar to us this season. Like in that Arsenal game,
Inconsistently wise, yes, definitely.
yeah, well, even just with some of the things they're doing, Sam. Like against Arsenal, they played this back five, which we haven't seen much of from Thomas Frank this season. So you know they have these massive changes in big games. Inconsistency, absolutely, probably a lot more inconsistent than us, to be completely fair. But you know, very similar, Semi Boy, and like they're leaking goals, man, at the moment. Like they have conceded 11 goals in the last 13, 18 goals, Sam, in the last 5 games. Like that is bad, man. Like to be shipping that amount of goal, like that is bad.
Long may it rain tonight.
Yeah, long may it rain. That is for sure, Semi Boy. But looking at this game, Sam, like where is there any part of Tottenham that do worry you, or where do you think their
Worry
threats
me?
are coming from? Yeah.
Look, I think Spence is an outstanding player. Honestly, I think the two of their best players are in their backline with Spence and Van de Ven. I mean, these guys can just do something out of nothing with their speed, especially. Mwani, he's been a bit funny as well. I don't know. Like their midfield, I think our midfield should be getting their midfield. The only one that I'd sort of be worried about is Paulinho. Paulinho. I mean, he's a decent player, but other than that, I think we should have him covered. I mean, at home on a 8 p.m. What is it? 8:15 kickoff. Like, no chance. Under the lights at St James's Park. I mean, we're too difficult to beat there.
Yeah, I think we're going to be too much for him. But look, Thomas Frank's system is an awkward one at that. It's a 4-3-3 pretty consistently, but that can flip into a back three throughout the game. You usually see Paulinho drop into a back three at times. Then they have that double pivot midfield, and then they often love to flood these half spaces. Joe Porro, he bombs up forward, man. So I think our wingers are going to absolutely be able to abuse them. Absolutely abuse their fullbacks, because Pedro Porro, he gets caught out so often at the moment. But we do have a super chat coming in from the one and only Wazar saying, Colton Connor VDV, ask Semi, that's his specialty. I haven't seen what Colton's been saying in the comments, guys. But we will catch up with your comments, guys. But we will just keep talking about this Tottenham game quickly. But big up, Warren, for your super chat, mate.
Thanks,
are
Warren.
An absolute legend, mate. Big round of applause for yourself. So yeah, Sammy boy, like I think our best chance at winning this game tonight is just abusing those flanks when Porro decides to run forward. Van de Ven and Romero, they've conceded so many goals this season, man. So I do not see any reason why we should not be on the front foot for the majority of this game.
You know what?
I think our midfield is just so much stronger as well.
Look, it's always the defense is sometimes will lead goals, and it's obviously there's only so much the defense can keep up if the players in front of you aren't doing well.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they've been their poorest, which is their midfield. Their midfield they haven't been controlling games, so it's obviously going to put pressure on the defense, and the defense will always concede.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Well,
So if they come to play today, it's got to be from their midfield. If you know their midfield aren't doing anything, we should be absolutely annihilating them.
yeah, I think our midfield three, whether it be, the original tried and trusted three with Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno.
I think
or,
tonight will be.
Yeah, I think it will be as well. We might see Miley instead of Bruno, give Bruno some rest. But
I think they'll do that against Burnley.
Yeah, I don't think they're double pivot. Like with our extra man in midfield, I just don't think they're going to be able to deal with us, man. I think we're going to be too physical. I think the fans at St. James's Park are going to be the 12th man. They're going to get into these Tottenham players' heads who are already very, very low on confidence. So they are a shattered side at the moment. So with the noise at St. James's Park, with the extra man in midfield, and with how defensively weak I think their fullbacks are, man, I think this game is gearing up to be almost tailor-made for us, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd actually be so disappointed. I'd be actually not disappointed. I'd be so angry if we don't win this game.
Oh, bro, that's
honestly,
the
I'll be
damage
saying
that this will. Yeah, it's like a complete reset, to be honest. It's going to be night and day. The amount of momentum that this game will give us, 2 back-to-back wins in the Premier League, like,
mate,
if we win
this will be 3 in a row, and then you've got Burnley and Sunderland coming up. Mate, you're laughing. You could go on potentially on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, we can be on 21 points after the game tonight, man. So this is absolutely
Huge.
vital.
We need to win.
I am very, very confident going into this game. But Semi, let's go over your team for this match. Obviously, I think we're both obviously Ramsdale's going to start, so we don't have to worry about that. But what is your back four for this game tonight, Semi boy?
Well, I'd keep that back four that we literally had against Everton. Unless Botman is fit. Yeah, unless Botman is fit. I mean, I'd play Burn, obviously, there. Yeah. So you'd have that back four. Obviously, our midfield three with Jolinton, Tonali, and Bruno. The only one I would change, if there is going to be a change, it would be Molly and Jolinton. Those are the two I'd swap over.
Yeah,
and then
Tonali back in.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't mind going with that front three that we went with against Everton, but I don't think so because they played 3 days ago. I think he'll end up playing Gordon and maybe Murphy with Voldemort. If he starts Gordon up front, I swear to God, mate. Honestly, if he starts Gordon up front with Barnes and mate, I will lose it.
Mate, I'll be joining you. I will absolutely right, but I'm pretty confident. I almost have the exact same team as you. I think it's going to be Miley, Bruno, and Tonali.
I think that's our strongest.
I'd probably give Barnes. I'm more than happy if Barnes starts the game. I think form dictates that he probably should. But if Gordon wants to come into this game, then I am more than happy to see Gordon feature. To be honest,
same.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to see that. But
yeah. Because Barnes has been playing a lot of football. I mean, we do need to give him a rest as well. I mean, look, if you're going to give him a rest and you got Anthony Gordon, I mean, that's a great replacement. Yeah. But really, Gordon is our starter, so he should be our starter. If once he hits form, he will be starting. And he just needs to hit form. I mean, he's been very disappointing this season.
Yeah, for sure. But guys, that is a little bit of a look into the game tonight. Very injury-strucken Tottenham side. 1 win in their last 7 at St. James's Park, guys. It is looking like an absolute must-win, and I think it's going to be a comfortable win at that. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, guys. But let's jump back into these comments. Let's see what you lovely people are saying.
Just get the 3 points. We don't want it to be too comfortable. I don't care how we win the game. Just get the 3 points. We need the 3 points.
That is exactly right, mate. That is exactly right. So let's jump back into these comments. Let me catch up with that. Antonio Mengo. Jake Ryan saying, I'm 36 and I look as young as Connor. That is absolutely dreadful for myself, mate. I'm only 25, so if you're looking younger than me, 11 years older, mate, I am doing something wrong. Might give up those cigarettes, I think, Sammy boy. Not looking good, mate.
And you're using a filter to make yourself look a bit younger.
I wish I had a filter. Chris, teach me how to get the filter on, mate, because I need to fix this rough head of mine, Chrissy. Then we've got Two Nut One saying, we definitely need younger players. Look at Hall, Tino, Miley, for example. 100% agree with you, Toon Nut. I think experience is important. You obviously need leaders in there. You need people who do have experience, but with the way that the football market is going, you always need players who do have a little bit of a sell-on value. Of course. Then we have Jake and Ryan. People can call Ashley all they want, but he will clear the debt. You say he sucks the life out of it, but he gave the Saudis a mint base to build from with solid foundations and debt-free.
Solid foundations, mate. We were using bins as ice buckets. What solid foundation is that? The bloke sold the land behind the Gallagher, which the Saudis went and bought back. Solid foundations.
But I don't know if you're trolling us, Jake and Ryan, mate. If you're trolling us, that is an absolute generational troll, mate.
The bloke sold everything he could sell. If he could sell the seats at the stadium, he would have done that. But I think the Newcastle Council just said to him, hold off on it for a bit, mate. Just try to sell the club before you do that.
Mate, we got the Saudis coming in. They're going to offer us some big coin. But look, if you don't think Ryan's comment couldn't get any worse, he then follows that up with Ashley had us in such a good position. The FA and the Football League. It's got to be sarcasm. There's got to be a
stitch up.
Yeah,
I think it is a stitch up. If it is a stitch up, mate, you've done quite well.
We're falling for your trap, mate. That is for sure.
Oh my God, reeled me in like a fish. That's for sure.
Yeah. Then we've got Two Nuts saying, I honestly think you have to take everything Eddie says with a pinch of salt. He'll say anything to protect his players. Two Nut, that's a fantastic comment, man. Like Sam said earlier in this show, like what Eddie says is definitely not always the case. The guy loves to play mind games. Sometimes I think he's playing mind games on himself, to be honest. I don't know if he's 100% sure enough the things he's saying. But yeah, look, I don't think you're going to get too much clear and cut evidence from these.
Corey, you keep cutting out.
So yeah, you keep cutting out.
Yeah, I think your internet's a bit bad, man. Have you paid your bill?
I hope I've paid my bill, mate. I've got the bloody debt collectors chasing me if I haven't, so that is very bad. But Semi Boy, let me know if the internet does keep playing up.
You've just been cutting in and out, but you're all right now.
All right, well, let me know if that is knackered or not. Then we've got Wissa saying, Corey, I'm not well enough to phone up. Been up since last night's show. We'll be on when I've passed the fitness test, promise. That's unfortunate, Wissa, mate. We do love talking to you on the breakfast show. Guys, we haven't had too many callers in tonight. I don't know if you guys are scared of me and Sam's ugly heads or you're just getting sick of us talking, but I've posted that link for this live chat. So if any of you want to jump on for a few minutes, have your say about the season or the game, guys, I've just posted that link again. Me and Sammy would love to talk to you. So don't be scared, guys. Come and have a chat.
Look, mate, we don't bite.
People. Yeah,
we don't bite.
Sam bites. Sam definitely bites, but I do not bite, guys. So
you're just lucky I can't go through the screen.
Then we've got Mick Bingley saying, evening, guys. Driving my big truck on a high 3-0 the Toon.
Nice.
Driving your big truck and commenting, Mick, get off the phone, mate. We love you.
Mate, he's going to ram somebody off the road.
Mate, that is going to be a concern in sight. You're driving down the motorway, you see this bloody big semi-trailer coming down the highway and the bloke's just on YouTube commenting. We appreciate it, Mick, mate, but get off that phone, mate. We don't want to see you crash. We need you at the breakfast show. Then we've got Jake and Ryan saying Tiao is the best defender in the land. 100% he is, mate. 100% he is our big German, mate. Our big German boy.
Hey, look, he's up there, but I don't think he's the best. Not yet.
Nah.
You got to give him. You got to give him a bit more.
100%.
But look, he's definitely got the potential, though.
Oh, mate, he's got all the markings.
He's a freak, absolute freak.
Yeah, he's got all the markings of a very, very good player. But then we've got Kevin coming in from Lakeland, Florida, like he always does. Big up yourself.
How you going there, mate?
Hope you're getting excited. What time is the game for you
and
tonight?
Up the Dolphins. The Dolphins got away with the win, mate. We're on a bit of a win streak, mate, the Dolphins.
Then we've got Wazza saying, it's because it's difficult to speak Australian. Mate, we're clear as cut, mate.
Australia isn't a language, mate.
Australia language is what me and you are speaking, Semi boy. We can't be any harder than it is to understand Scousers, mate. Surely the Aussie accents.
They're just lucky we're not talking with the Aussie slang.
Oh,
But they
yeah,
wouldn't
that would
understand
be-
anything.
Yeah, you'd have to get some bogan in transcribing it all. That is for sure. Then we've got one from Colton Connor saying, if Howe plays the same team, we would smash Spurs tonight. Oh, Colton, mate.
We
I
would.
think demolition derby, mate.
I think so too.
I just don't know,
Yeah.
like, when Pedro Porro, he's so bad at defending, man. Like, he'll bomb forward so far. They're literally stuck with, like, a back three at times. So,
that's my point there. You got Patrick Porro, and then you've got, what's his name? And then you've got Romero together. Mate, imagine Gordon there. He will have a field day.
Yeah, like, you guys, we've got to remember, we've got an extra man in midfield for one. Their fullbacks attack so far deep, and they do not come back to defend. So Barnes, whether it's in Porro, I think Barnes or Gordon are absolutely going to rinse Pedro Porro. I think we're going to give that bloke. He's going to be doing the salsa, mate. He is going to get rinsed. And then their midfield too. Their double pivot is so weak, man. Like, whether it's Joe Linton, whether it's Miley, whether it's Willick, whether it's Rand, I'm confident with.
Funny.
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't
with any midfield three that we put out there that we should absolutely destroy them. So.
Yeah, it's like they're so badly drilled, yeah?
They look lost, man. Like, they're just always out of position.
Very strange.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they've got decent players doing it.
Well, Vicario is an incredible goalkeeper. And when he's starting to make the mistakes he's making...
I mean, there's problems everywhere.
Yeah, it's absolutely drilling through the whole team. So, yeah, absolutely drilling through that whole team. Fat Cashley
You're cutting out again.
Alrighty, well, I might have to end it a bit soon then. So we've got Choppy saying, Fat Cashley is buying Sheffield Wednesday. First thing he will do is Gabbage head in charge. Mate, the first thing Ashley's doing at Sheffield Wednesday, he's going to rip out all of the chairs from the stadiums so he can reinforce into new Sports Direct signs. And then it's going to become the new Sports Direct Stadium. He's going to knacker that club, that is for sure.
No, I reckon they'll do well under him.
I don't agree with you there, mate. But
honestly, I actually think he'd be good for a small club.
Yeah, you might be right. I know
because he doesn't have to invest much.
Yeah, I don't trust him, man, at any club. Like, I just don't think any football fan should be confident with him going in charge. Like, you look at Wolves owners and everything, like, they're billionaires as well. Like, there's so many owners that are just so dodgy these days, man. Like, lots of them are just doing it for a project, whether, like, they're not actually in love with the football club. They don't want to better the football club. They just want to say they own a club. So
I agree with that. I mean, but then again, like, sponsorship deals with Wolves and that, I mean, how much do they really make?
No.
You know what I mean? Look, we were in that position, but we just got the rich owners now with the Saudis coming in, and obviously they've pumped money into the club and they've got all these sponsorship deals on good deals as well. I mean, that's the only way the team is going to do better. I mean, there's no other way around it, especially with the PSR, unless they get rid of it.
Yeah, 100%.
But then again, I think they're bringing in the salary cap from next year, aren't they?
Yeah, that new PSR rule or whatever it's called, another abbreviation.
Salary cap.
Yeah.
They think it's the NRL.
Definitely coming. Then we've got Jake and Ryan saying Australian is a dialect of English. That's it. The Australian dialect, mate, it's a rough dialect. If you guys want any Australian language courses, me and Sam will do a little bit of a slideshow here, guys. We'll teach you some Australian slang, so let us know if you are interested in that. But guys, if you're just joining us for the show, there is news that William Osula is sealing a deal to the Bundesliga. A loan fee of €3 million is expected to be paid. Eintracht Frankfurt are looking like the likely candidates for his signature, and there could be an option to buy for around 20 million. So that was the news around William Osula. Then we also had news that Wissa has withdrawn from Congo for the upcoming AFCON. So that is a massive, massive news for us. And then Sam, we also did have a stadium update from Hopkinson, but I will just quickly get that up.
I sort of heard what he said, that there's no stadium update yet, and they haven't spoken about it. I mean, like, I think that's a load of waffle. I think they have spoken about it. They just haven't came out. I think they're sort of there, ready to announce sort of thing, but I think they're just waiting on the Newcastle Council. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, I agree with you. On that semi boy, like there's obviously been lots of talk about this new stadium, so it's probably looking more than likely that it is going to happen.
Yeah.
We spoke
Of
about
course
this
it
a
is.
few weeks. We spoke about this a few weeks ago, semi boy. But are you a little bit upset about the news that we might be moving away from St James's Park, or do
No.
you welcome this new stadium idea?
Especially welcome the new stadium. That's what's gonna make us a lot more revenue, mate. First of all, you're gonna get more fans in. Second of all, it's gonna be a multi-purpose stadium, so it's not just gonna be for Newcastle. It's gonna be, I mean, they'll probably be able to do an NFL pitch on there and get an NFL game up there, and other codes that could go and play up there. And obviously,
Yeah.
once the Euros come or the World Cup comes, they'll end up using our stadium as well, because it's gonna be one of the best stadiums in the land. So all these things, they matter, man. So it's more money for the club, and obviously more money put into the club, the more money you can spend on players, and that's what we need. And obviously, look, as much as I love the name St James's Park, I mean, and that's for St James's Park, but once you get to a new stadium, most likely they'll probably put a sponsorship deal on there, and obviously more money into the club as well. So that's what we need, mate. We need to be able to make that revenue, so that way we can start competing with the big boys. And then after that, once the club is actually generating all that money again, then do what you want. I mean, with this stadium naming rights, if you want to call it St James's Park again, you can. But
Yeah,
we just got to get there first.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'd much rather us expand St James's Park, add a few more stands in there, but I just don't think it's realistic, man. Like, for long term,
We can't.
Yeah, for the long term future of the club.
No, but I think if there's only one side that we can, it's literally the Gallagher end. The East End, you can't. There's no chance.
Yeah,
There's
just
literally no chance.
Just
Yeah.
depressing, man. Like, you're seeing so many iconic stadiums just biting the dust these days. It was West Ham Stadium, Arsenal Stadium, West Ham Stadium, Everton Stadium, Tottenham Stadium, now
Yeah, I
Manchester
get it, but
United Stadium. Like,
yeah, but look at that new Everton stadium. Look at the Tottenham Hotspur stadium. They're amazing stadiums. As if you don't want to go to a place like that.
oh, I agree with you, man. I think it's just more from a historic standpoint. Like, it's pretty sad
Look,
seeing all
history
these
is
iconic
history.
venues
Okay,
and everything.
Yeah, but it's like you. Are you always gonna stay in the same house?
Not with my rent bloody going up as much as it's going up every week, mate.
We'll tell your dad to put it down.
Yeah,
Do you want
my
to have a
dad's
chat
my
with him? I will.
landlord. I bloody wish, mate. I bloody wish.
Tell him
But
Chris
yeah.
doesn't pay you enough.
Yeah, Chris, I need an absolute pay rise, mate. What's going on here, Chrissy boy? Taking away me music, and now I can't afford me rent. So that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate, but yeah, that is looking how it is. But guys, we'll probably do another 10 minutes or so. 'Cause like I said, we do have about 4 or 5 hours worth of live streams coming up for this game today, guys. So if you do have any questions for me and Semi, we'll probably take these last 10 minutes to go through all of these questions. Get all your comments in, get all your questions in, and me and Semi will answer all of those.
Mate, I reckon tomorrow's show is going to be an absolute blinder.
Absolute blinder, you reckon, mate?
Mate, I reckon it's going to be... Look, if we lose, it's going to be chaotic. And if we win, I reckon it's going to be chaotic as well.
I agree. I do agree. But we've got Jake and Ryan saying Australians sound more English than Scousers and Cockneys. Scouse. Oh, mate, I love a Cockney accent, though, to be fair. That is top. A very, very posh accent. I am a big fan of that. Australian accent just sounds like you've had a traumatic brain injury on a work site. Like, the Aussie accent is just...
I didn't get it. I like, a lot of people tend to like the Aussie accent. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I've heard anyway. I mean, everywhere you go, Australia. Yeah, well, yeah, mate. Like whenever I went up to Newcastle, I went to. I'm sure you guys would know Milo and Co up there. You know, I think it's Milo and Co. The steak place.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I go up there and my wife looked at me and she's like, "Mate, just ease up on the Aussie accent. Anyway, the guy comes, "Hello, mate. How can I help you? Hey, mate, how you going?" Mike just looks at me like that. I'm like, "Mate, I have to. You know? They got to know we're Aussie."
Oh, bro, that's a crack up.
Milan
That is a
Carter. That's what it is. Milan Carter.
Then we've got Still Bad Dad saying, "I learnt all Australian I need to know from Mr. In Between. It is class." Well, I did give this recommendation for if any of you guys are looking to get into an absolute belter of an Aussie TV show, Mr. In Between, guys.
Mr. In Between is good.
Still Bad Dad is on it, so big up yourself, Still Bad Dad, for watching that. Very big up yourself. But Semi Boy, unfortunately, I do think we might have to show a little bit early tonight because my internet is absolutely giving me lots and lots of grief. So unfortunately, yeah, it keeps lagging. I can't even keep up with the live stream at the moment, guys. So I do apologize. We might have to end the stream a little bit early, but we do have a super chat before we do, saying, "Hope they teach beach volleyball, Semi."
Look, to be honest with you, I've never really been into beach volleyball, and I wouldn't even know how to bloody spike a ball down.
I don't even think Semi can go to the beach, bro. The bloke can't even swim.
No. I would swim with the dolphins the other day. What are you talking about?
So, guys, unfortunately, we probably are going to have to end the show a little bit early just due to my crappy internet. But, guys, we do have about 4 hours worth of live streams coming tonight. We've got the Twins doing the pre-match build up for about an hour. Then we'll have Chris, Gary, and Win and potentially Boki doing an hour before the game kicks off. Then we've got full coverage all throughout the game, guys. And then we do have the match reaction. So we do have lots and lots of content coming your way, guys. We've got another super chat. We got 10... Is that pounds coming in from Queenie? Big up yourself,
oh,
Queenie.
Well done, Queenie.
Pounds.
Thanks, mate.
Big up yourself. Towards supporting you guys doing such a great job. Well, we appreciate that very much, Queenie.
Thanks,
guys,
mate. Thank you. We appreciate
it. Big up yourself, Queen. We do apologize that it is half an hour short tonight, guys, but my internet is absolutely knackered. So we will have to cut it short, guys, but we do appreciate all of your comments tonight. It has been an absolutely cracking show as always.
It has been. We'll give him a bit of an Aussie slang, just sort of like an Aussie saying, mate. We're off like a bucket of prawns in the sun. All right, guys, let's go.
All right, guys, we really do appreciate it, but we will be back tomorrow morning to recap this Tottenham game, to get into all of that good stuff. So, guys, we appreciate you so much. You just make this show what it is, and it has been an absolute pleasure for me and Sam to get to know all of you.
Always a pleasure,
people.
guys.
Well done. So, yeah, we will end this show now, guys, but do not worry. The lads will be coming live with their pre-match build-up. So, you got anything to say, Sammy Boy, before we end the show?
Look, they're probably not going to be as fun as us, but go enjoy the shows, guys.
All righty, guys. We're going to love you and leave you. Let's go smack Tottenham. Let's send them back to London absolutely crying. Put them in a spliff, guys. We are going to do.
Mate, I reckon Thomas Frank is going to be looking for a new job after tonight. Let's go!
All right, Thomas the Frank engine is going to be back on those train tracks.
Either one is looking for a new job tonight, because if Newcastle lose, mate, Eddie Howe.
Shut up, mate. All right, guys. We're going to love yous and leave yous. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
See you, guys.
These are the best, guys. We'll see you later.